go down if you guys
Yeah,
are
can you
going to
sit down?
go.
We'd appreciate that, thank you.
I was trying to like look to see like,
I didn't know that was how do we do this?
Thank you very much.
well, y'all are on bourbon time now. Well, thanks for coming out. What's that? You're ready for
We're just sitting here.
I can sit here forever, it's forever. I love it, and I work here. I never get tired of it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. So,
This is beautiful.
y'all are mine till the bourbon runs out. I hope you're okay with that. Okay. I was gonna say, that's not me, so how am I calling you? Yes. All right, well, my name's Becky, and I'll be your bourbon steward for the next little bit. I'm the executive bourbon steward here on site. I teach bourbon steward classes responsible for the education of bourbon for our staff.
Wow.
And I'm a certified bourbon sensory educator, and that's all through State and Leaf Society, which is recognized by the Distillers Association. I'm also a member of the Bourbon Women's Association, which is a great pool of resources and mentorship programs. So I encourage anybody who's interested in bourbon to go down that road too. I'm just fortunate because work is invested in me. But I'm on this journey with y'all. You know, bourbon's all about bonding, isn't it? That's like literally a way for us to be bonded. So this is going to be a history-driven experience. This is a historical site that's owned and operated by the Association for Preservation of Tennessee Antiquities, nonprofit organization. All of y'all's experiences and ticket items all go back into the preservation of the site. So thanks for being here. Does anybody have a tour or something they're doing at 2:30 exactly? Because if we get on bourbon time, that's it.
We're good.
Yeah,
I just want to make sure.
Well, I was actually in. You know what I was thinking? I was thinking, like, if we drink bourbon all afternoon, then we can just pick one of the rooms, one of the bedrooms, and spend the night here, right?
I will say I haven't done that. I mean, somebody has to do research, right? All right. So, historically, here, this was a big site for outdoor sporting scene. They had fox hunting grounds. There was 5,400 acres initially at its height. There's only 30 acres left here now. But they hosted big fox hunts. They also had a gun club, and people were coming in from all over to shoot at the gun club. I'm a competition shooter, so that interests me. But we can't have that here because, only 30 acres left.
Right.
Now, Annie Oakley came, shot here in competition.
Really?
There was Deer Park with 400 head of deer, 14 woods bison, 2 elk, and a big red stag from Europe. There's as many as 125 people coming here a day. They're just enjoying that big outdoor sporting scene like it's a park. The family of the house put a sign out at the end of the driveway that nobody could come here on Sundays. But apart from that, lots of daily activity. Well, in addition to that, they had a sale once a year where they sold 2-year-old yearlings of that racehorse bloodline you'd probably recognize today. Secretariat, Seabiscuit, War Admiral, American Pharaoh, Justify, and of the 147 winners of the Kentucky Derby, there's only 38 horses that don't trace their roots back here.
Wow.
The winner a couple Saturdays ago is the 6th generation great-grandson of this horse right here. So it's still continuing in that vein. 3,000 people at a time would come in for those sales. That's why the train runs even today in front of the house. He's put into place to bring in those thousands of potential buyers once a year. These people are fed, they're entertained, they're given bourbon cocktails. The ladies of the house are going around the neighbors renting dishes and glasses to make sure everybody's serviced in the history of hospitality.
Wow.
There was also presidents and their first ladies visiting here. Polk and Taft, Cleveland and Roosevelt have given bourbon cocktails historically. So that's why we're not going to change it today. We're going to pour some corn in our glasses and be sipping on that while we're talking history. Okay? We're going to prime our palates with Belle Meade bourbon. When they say small batch, they really mean small batch. It's 4 barrels aged for 7 years. Small batch is determined from distillery to distillery. It can be anywhere from 2 barrels to 200 barrels. This is actually going to be aged 7 years, so we'll have those classic notes of stone fruit that a 7-year-old would have on the finish of that. And it's 30% rye on the mash bill. Rye is always going to be translated to a bit of a spice on the palate, and that's high rye, 30% rye. Normally it's above 14% to be your flavoring grain influencer. I'm gonna give this to you in just a second so you can nose the bourbon. I like what Booker Nose said. He's from Champagne. He said a good bourbon's gonna wrap your tongue like a satin ribbon. And that's so true. I love that quote. And this, so I'm going to hand this out to you in a second. It's the Glencairn glass, which you'll probably recognize it. The design of it opens up those flavor and aromatic qualities. It's shaped like this at the top, so those aromatics gather there without alcohol burning your nose. You know, if you pour yourself a high proof, this is 90.4 proof, in a straight-sided glass and run your nose down in on it, it's going to fry your noggin. You won't smell or taste like that first sip. So what you want to do is find the dominant side of your nose. You're going to have one side that's stronger than the other. You smell it? You smell it, and you want to breathe that with your lips open. Leaving your lips open allows alcohol vapors to escape. Now, you can pick up on the more subtle aroma layers in it if you do that. I'm just sharing tips with y'all on how to get to all those layers. There's not really a lot of rules and fanciness around how you should enjoy your bourbon. So, but I do competition tasting, and I do wine tasting a lot, and these are just tips that I use. All right.
Can I
Here you
take
go,
a picture
sir.
of the bottle?
Of course. Yeah, you can take in pictures